This is the Hanging with A podcast.
This is the Hanging with A podcast, episode 52, coming to you always from Brockton, Massachusetts. I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed, who's been subscribing to my YouTube channel, who's been subscribing to my Facebook group, who's been subscribing to my Instagram, who's been subscribing to my Snapchat. The Hanging with A podcast is at 9,000 subscribers right now. None of that happens without the love and support of all of you. The Hanging with A podcast season 2 was very successful, very well. I just want to say thank you to everybody who tapped in to watch all of those episodes. Thank you to every single one of my guests that came on the podcast in season 2. I had some incredible, inspiring guests on there, and I just want to continue that going forward into season 3. Took a little bit of a break between seasons because I got married to my wife, Morgan Thatcher Roberts. I love you very much. We had a beautiful day, and I pretty much took a break so I could just be in that moment and just enjoy that time with my wife. Um, I have a very, very special guest this time around to open season 3 up. She is an artist, an MC. Her song, I'm a Pamper Myself, is being played all over the radios in New York, New Jersey. Um, she's just very talented. I found her Instagram and end up following her and just following her music and everything that she is doing. She is going to be a star. I'm happy that she was able to join us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you JDymonds.
Hi, how are you? And Abe, thank you for having me. Congratulations on your wedding, your marriage. You know, it's a beautiful thing when you find love, baby. And I honestly wish you the best. There's nothing better than love. Seriously. When you find someone to share life with, it makes life so much easier and so much beautiful. So beautiful. So God bless you.
No, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Basically born and raised in Jersey City, New Jersey. Kind of like a little, kind of traveled a little places here and there. End up in Bayonne. Grew up there. Just diamond in the rough is kind of what it is. I just hold my own. You know, peer pressure and everything like that. Wouldn't let nobody peer pressure me to do anything I didn't want to do. Uh, just a girl that really holds her own, to be honest. Like you couldn't really make me do anything that I didn't want to do. That's JDymonds. That's what Diamonds in the Rough is, and that's who Jessica is. That's the J for Diamonds. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much who I am, honestly.
Yeah. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
8 years old. That's what I could remember. You know, at least what I could recollect. I love music, but from what I could recollect is at 8 years old. Um, just everything, very diverse. So it's not, I remember, like I said, when I spoke to you before, LL Cool J is who I remember because from my uncles. They used to play "I'ma Knock You Out." Um, I forget the guy's name again, but the guy with the nose, Humpty Dump.
Shot G.
I remember my uncles honestly dressing me up as Crisscross in 3rd grade. I have a photo of that. Maybe one day I'll share with you on Instagram and stuff and tag you. I look just like I look just like Chris. It was crazy. Put the little box braids in my hair and everything. Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Madonna. I love all music. I mean, back in that time. Oh man, Whitney Houston. Oh man, I could go on, but those are the people that really inspired me. And there's so much more. I couldn't, we'll be here all day if I named every name, but that's when I fell in love with hip hop, you know, Biggie, all of them, Tupac. So
Yeah. That was a good era of music, that Tupac and that Biggie era, and that the Crisscross era, the Big Daddy Kane era, KRS-One, all of those great MCs. When did you know that music was something that you wanted to do long term?
When I tore my ACL, that's when I really knew. Like when I tore my ACL, after I was depressed because that was my ticket to college for playing D1. I was gonna get a full ride for that for the second half. I would have got a full ride to D3 out of high school, but I didn't want that. I wanted D1. So I ended up going lower. I went to a junior college. But when I went there for the 2 years, I had D1 people looking at me. Like, and so it worked out for me. It was longer, but it worked out because I would have got a scholarship for the next 2 years playing D1. But when I tore my ACL playing street ball, it just wasn't the same. Uh, I came back. It was horrible wearing that Don Joy Joyce. So I was like depressed for like, I want to say like two years. I was depressed because that's when I tell you that's all I did as a kid was eat and sleep basketball. Like I used to walk around with my basketball everywhere. I even slept with my basketball and I put a pin in it in the hole. And every time I went to play ball, people would be like, yo, what's that noise in there? And I was like, that's my wedding ring. I'm married to Spaldwin. And people used to laugh at me all the time, but I was serious. People used to be like, yo, Jay, you want to go smoke? You want to go do this? I was like, nah, I'm going to go play ball. And I practiced too. It was when they went out to have fun and hook up and do all that stuff, I wasn't with them. I went to go practice because I knew that was my ticket out. You know what I mean? That was my ticket to bettering myself. I didn't, but my mom was a single mom. She didn't have money to pay for me and my brother to go to school. So I knew that I had to work hard in order for me to pay my way through college. And for me getting a scholarship in high school, that was amazing. Like freshman year, I got a scholarship to a Catholic school to play ball, and we won the state. We won the community. What do you call the county? We won the county that too from the high school that I left, and I got a scholarship to the Catholic school, and we end up meeting them for the championship at the end. So that was like amazing. I got the newspaper on that and all that before I graduated my senior year. So that was cool as hell. But what I'm saying is, like, to keep it short, that's when I transitioned my love for basketball into music. I always loved music since I was 8. And I always write and stuff like that. I just never took it serious, until I couldn't play ball no more.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like, there's things that happen sometimes in life where um, you start on a journey, something happens and your journey totally changes, and then you end up in a totally different thing. So I also played basketball also. I was pretty good at ball as well. And ended up going to school, going to college and playing ball. So like I can totally relate to that story and I understand like, that feeling. I MC I rapped a little bit back in the day, nothing crazy, but I'm not like
Right.
I don't make
Well, but honestly, Abe, people back in the day made you feel like you could do it. You know what I mean? But the ones that are really talented stick with it. It's just like any sport, right? As long as you practice makes perfect. And if you're serious enough about it, you're going to discipline yourself to be the best that you can be. Some people got it from the jump where you could see the body type and all that stuff. They built for it. And then some people just got to work extra hard. But if that's what they want to do, you could do it, you know?
You're absolutely right. Your song "I'm a Pamper Myself," which is an incredible song. Let me just say that. Um, like I said before at the opening, you're very talented, and I feel like the version of the type of MC that you are is the MC that we need right now. So thank you for that, and thank you for that beautiful song you put out. Um,
Thank
talk,
you.
talk to me a little bit about um, like what did it feel like when you had that song got played on the radio for you?
First, let me shout out which is Eric, that produced that song. because he's the one that produced Psychotic Vision, produced Imma Pamper Myself, and Him and Hers, that which both got blessed by Flex. But when I heard Imma Pamper Myself for the first time on the radio, it was like I worked so hard for that, mentally, because it's just like when you create a song. This is my art, and you have to get everything starts with a thought. Even your podcast was a thought that you had, and look, you brought it to fruition. We're in the 3D right now, and we made this happen with our creativity. This is how you manifest. Me, when I created I'm a Pimp on Myself, I had no idea it was going to end up on the radio. You know what I mean? Let alone Flex playing it. Out of all DJs, Funk Flex? Wow. That's all I got to say, because that man is amazing. He's a pioneer for hip hop. I say this all the time. He's a legend. His character, everything he stands for is just stellar. You know what I mean? And God, all glory to God. That's why I put Jesus on my right hand of the Father, like, protects me and he guides me, and I pray and I have him lead me to where I need to be. And if it's not for me, keep that door closed. I don't want nothing to do with it. And it led me to Funk Flex. You know what I mean? I don't really put myself in places to where I put myself in a position I don't belong. A lot of people want to keep knocking on them doors that you don't got keys to, and then sometimes you open that door and you go in, and it was the worst decision you ever made in your life, and then you gotta go through that trauma. You know what I mean? Some people don't make it out. The mind could be a scary place. So that's how I felt when he played that. Woo! It was like, wow. See what happens when you're consistent?
Right. And anybody knows, I mean, everybody knows, like, when, if you follow Pump Master Flex and you follow New York radio and you follow hip hop in general, you know what I mean? Pump Master Flex is not going to play any song that's garbage. You know what I mean? So the
Nah, he
fact that you
don't.
got, right, the fact that you got that song to him and he actually played it and, played it for you, um, I think that's crazy. Like, talk to me a little bit more about, like, that relationship. Like, what has that relationship been like since, your songs been played on the radio? Like, what is it like now?
Well, the relationship is just, it's not on a level to where like we're friends or anything like that, It's just a respect. It's just a respect. Like, I can't really speak on I really can't speak on it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's energy. When you walk in a room and you could feel the energy in there, whether it's positive or negative. People are like that. We're just energy. So like, if someone comes at me and their energy is like, whoa, like you could feel it, it's just all types of negative, I'll be back. I gotta go. You know what I mean? You could feel a people aura, energy. You could tell when someone's being, a little shady, or body language and everything like that. Flex is energy, straight up. Straight up. He doesn't got time for BS. He'll tell you straight to your face, or he won't even waste time with you. You know what I mean? It's just a respect. It's just a respect. It's just an energy check. It's just like, it's that kind of vibe. And he's just respectful man. He's just a respectful man. And I have respect for people like that. I'm big on integrity. Integrity is very important to me. And I have like a sense where I can sense that. Again, I don't put myself around people that are not like that.
Yeah.
I have been blessed to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I was blessed with a gift like that. Like, I could see the way, like I could see the way people treat me, but that would be the last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
So
that's a beautiful gift to have. You know what I mean? Again, like a lot of people don't have, a lot of people are not blessed with that gift. So the fact that you have that and you're able to like decipher that and think and like and figure out who's who, um, I think that's very impressive. Talk to me about like a quote. What's a quote that you live by?
well, mine is very simple. Don't quit. Literally, those two words. Don't quit. I'm looking at you. Don't quit. I don't care if you want to be a doctor and you're already 50. People trust people with gray hair more than they trust a 20-year-old that still don't know how to wipe their ass. Don't quit. I don't care if you want to play basketball. I don't care if you want to be a rapper. I don't care if you want to be a singer. It's never too late if you have air in your lungs. It's never too late. And don't listen to people. Just don't quit. Seriously. Because if you stay consistent and you work hard and you dedicate yourself and you surround yourself with positive people so they can lift you up, and if you have someone in your circle that's negative, cut them out. I don't care how much you feel like you love them. If they're negative, saying you can't do it, they don't need to be in your circle, because those are the people that will hold, those are the people that will cut, you know, they'll plant that seed in your mind. And then after a while, you keep hearing it. And then that's a negative, they planted a negative seed in your mind. So now it's going to come up here and there. And you're going to be like, yo, I can't do it.
Right.
I can't do it. And that's not true. Don't quit.
Yeah. What else?
Clear and simple. Just,
What's
yeah.
something that is what is
Let me
what
just
is what inspires you?
whew. That's something too that wow, it's like a energy in me. It's something in me. It's something in me, like, how could I say it? I just feel like there's so much more than what meets the eye. There's so much more spiritually that in this 3D world, the flesh is not satisfying to the soul. There's so much more to me. And that's what inspires me. And I want to inspire people and motivate people that it only starts with thought. Everything in this world of earth, of flesh, don't be a slave to that, because it's the things that you cannot see that it can work in your favor. That's why I said integrity is so important. I don't know how to stress it so much, man. That's what comes with the integrity. The integrity, that's what comes with your energy. And when your energy gets checked by other people's energy that are very high on the frequency, they can sense that. And that's why I was talking about you with Flex. People that are high up on the frequency, that are very successful, they know what it takes. They know what hard work. They feel your energy. I'm telling you, just don't be a slave to the flesh. Just be strong with your integrity. Is very attracted to God. It's something that a lot of people don't possess, because everybody gets caught up in this physical world. Clothes, cars, this, money. None of that means anything when you transcend. When you
Yeah,
transcend, you can't take none of that with you.
yeah.
So make sure
I,
your soul is rich, and it starts
I
with
think
integrity.
yeah, I think one of my favorite, um, and I said this quote on many episodes that I've done. I love Nipsey Hussle. God rest his soul. Um,
Yes,
that is the
I
last.
shout him out a lot on my album.
That's the last book. That's the last like book that I actually sat down and physically read. Um, my podcast is designed off of a blueprint that Nipsey Hussle has in that book. I designed my
Right.
podcast. But he says, the highest human act is to inspire. Uh,
Yes.
I agree with that. Like that's what we're here for. That's what I built this platform for. I'm a teacher. I stand in front of kids every day. I'm inspiring kids every day. I have kids of my own that I inspire every day. I'm a father. I'm a teacher. I'm a husband. Um, and there's so many different things, so many different things that I tap into when it comes to inspiration. So, um, you know what I mean? Like when I think about that and I think about like you got music. Your music is going to inspire somebody. When you come out with this album that you're working on, it's going to inspire somebody. Talk to me a little bit about your album. Like, talk to me about that. Like, what has that process been like? What are you hoping to achieve um, with your album once it comes out?
Wow, my album was pretty much like I said, I went through the dark night of the soul. So I've been in a relationship for almost 18 years since I was, I mean, honestly, since I was like 20, 21. So I'm a very loyal person. It's just my morals and values and who I am. I told you the way my spirit is. And unfortunately, my partner uh, had, was involved with a third party. So for me, when I found out, I was devastated. So the only thing for me to do to express myself was take that pain and transmute it to love. And that's music. That's the way I create art. So I put my pain in that. You know what I mean? So that's how my album became about. To me, I think I know my album's a masterpiece. You know what I mean? And Father God will give me my tribe, that resonates with me. He will give me 1 billion people that can relate with me and will rock out. You know what I mean? And I'll sing my heart out to them. And I'll let them know that pamper yourself. You know what I mean? Love yourself. Because when you love yourself, can't nobody take that away from you. It's just like knowledge. When you read and you gain all this knowledge and wisdom, when you start to get all this information, you learn how to say less. But for me, I want to give back. I want to give back to the youth. I want to let people know that it is not all that what it seems, but that's how I'm a Pamper Myself came about. That's a self-love anthem. Put yourself first before you put someone else before you. Because if you can love yourself, then you can love somebody else. But if you love someone else before yourself, then you'll fall for anything. You'll be naive. You'll avoid the red flags. You'll just do whatever, because you're content in that moment because you have that person, but that person could be abusing the love that you're giving them. But that's how my album came about. And I'm executive producer on it. I picked all my beats. I made sure like I pretty much own the masters. It's my music. I bought it out. Some of the people on there as producers are my friends. So those I went 50-50 with, like Eric with I'm a Pimp For Myself. It's 50-50. I got another friend of mine, Lex, out in Vegas. We went 50-50 on it. Benji too. He's out in Vegas. We went 50-50 on it. These are people that I trust. It's just an energy. Excuse me. It's just an energy where you just know that there's not going to be any faulty things, So we went half on those things. Half, you call it like half on a baby. You do the beat, I'll do the songwriting, and then, it went like that. There's so many people I have. I have a guy from Russia, a guy from Paris, and I literally is very strategic in how I pick my music because it's a way I'm expressing myself and what I went through. Because when you go through the dark night of the soul, that means like you literally, when you're in a relationship so long with someone, right? Especially 17 years. Well, now it's going on 18 years. You kind of like your identities become one, as opposed to being in a relationship for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. It hurts, but not like 17 years. 17 years is like that person's my leg. They got my heart, that's family now, but it just becomes like, wow, I can't believe that person did that to me. And it'd always be family to get you. It's always the ones closest to you. Now, God wants you to love people, right? It doesn't matter. He wants you to love people, no matter if they cruel or not. And a lot of people can't do that. Someone will be like, hey, if this person betrayed me, I'm going to get revenge. You know what I mean? And you just can't do that, because then it's karma. What you reap is what you sow, and you're just repeating that cycle. You got to be the one to put a stop to it. But anyway, that's what it's about. That my album is pretty much a heartbreak album. I made it out. You could easily have a mental breakdown. You could easily lose yourself. You could easily just give up. I didn't. And that's why I have such a beautiful record like I'm a Pamper Myself, and so many others on there, So I'm just really grateful, because I get to share my work with the world,
Right. And me and you have talked about this offline. We talked about two things offline. I'm gonna talk about the first thing first. We talked about like how albums are not like people are not making albums anymore, right? There's no storytelling in the album. People are just coming out with music just to come out with music, just to get a stream or just to get, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it sounds like with the album, you're getting back to that feeling and you're getting back to that emotion, which is something that me and you talked about offline, like how that's missing in hip hop and how that's important. And like, it's just, I can't wait to hear the album because it sounds like it's going to be incredible. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But we also spoke a little bit about the fact that like you said, like you have a partner, right? But you've never been with the man, so you're still a virgin when it comes to like a man being with the man. Talk to me like a little bit about that.
Yeah, growing up, I had a lot of boyfriends, and I mean, like, it was more like kissing, you know? Never past that. I mean, I remember being so peer pressure in high school, like, they'd come over to the house thinking that they were going to get some. And I said, yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. I told you, like, I'm literally like a person that could really hold my own, and I would not let anybody peer pressure me. And I'm not a slave to my flesh. Like, I'm not the type of person, just because we're in the heat of the moment, that I'm going to give into my flesh. I'm different. I'm really, really different. And I mean that with every sense of that word. So I remember one guy, he was like, well, if you ain't give me none, I'm going to go get me some. And I said, go ahead. Oh, but we still going to be together? I said, no. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's funny. I even remember one time, another boyfriend that I remember one time, we kissing and kissing and kissing. He probably got blue balls, whatever. Like, a lot of guys probably ended up having blue balls, because all you do as a virgin just kisses all day, right? And then I left, like, end up leaving the house, but I forgot something. I end up coming back like 10 minutes later to come pick up something, and he had a girl in the house with his friend. And this is in high school, you know what I mean? Like junior year, around there. And his whole face just like ghost. I was like, nah, you good. You good. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you good. We young. You good. I was such an old soul, Abe. I kid you not. I was such an old soul. But yes, I mean, I always wanted to have a girlfriend. I never tried. I had a lot of boyfriends. I never met anyone that I wanted to give up myself to, because this is my temple. You know what I mean? And I saw my mom be abused so bad growing up. She struggled so bad. I saw my cousins have like, even my cousins, my friends have like 3 kids from 3 different big. I didn't want that. I didn't want that life for me. No way. And that scared me. That really scared me. I wasn't going to walk around like, and I knew that if I spread my legs, that that's a chance that I'm going to take to get pregnant. And if that happens, then I'm stuck raising a child, and I'm a child. Because my mom was 16 when she had me, and she struggled with me and my brother. And I saw her crying at the edge of the bed all these years, just struggling. And I didn't want that. And, a lot of guys, they come here and that's what they want. They want to have sex, 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 but they don't know how it feels to be a woman. Once a woman gets pregnant, she's really the one that the majority of women, they get stuck with the child. And a man, he gets to go out, keep having sex, really don't have to raise the children. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why, yes. To oral and to penetration, yes. I'm still a virgin when it comes to men. But it has nothing but it's because of that reason. And it's because I never met a man. I just met boys. And I'm big on discernment. And I'm big on energy. I'm a very old soul. And then I really wanted to try being with a girl. I was very attracted to girls. And I only had 3 girlfriends, and the third one is who I am with now. So I really don't put myself out there. I'm very rare. I'm very exclusive. I'm not someone that puts myself in positions that I don't want to be in. And so, yeah, I mean, here I am and just trying to figure it out just like everybody else. But I know what I need at the end of the day, and integrity and morals are very big and attractive to me.
That's good. Thank you very much for sharing that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you share that and talk about that because, you know what I mean? There might be somebody else that's going through that right now. I'm feeling that way right now. So thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Getting back to the rapping part. What is the most important aspect of rapping to you?
The most important part for me is that my music is about me. It's about me, and then and that's my creativity. So, and then I try to incorporate it with the culture of hip hop. And hip hop is really about expressing yourself. You know what I mean? When they created that, when they started creating hip hop, it was really to get people to dance, move, something that was their own. You know what I mean? Because they didn't, when we talk about Black excellence, it was something that they created that was their own. And at the same time, it was just expressing yourself, getting people to move, getting people together, taking away people from poverty and all the struggles and just a lot of things that people are going through. Music will, it took you away from that. You know what I mean? So you don't have to think about those negative thoughts. You get lost in the music, Yeah. And music to me is like, well, shoot, if I could share my life, that's the way I can inspire someone. And hopefully what I've went through and my experiences, I could express it through this culture. And for real hip hop heads and with storytelling, I don't even care if it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, as a cat in the tree. As long as it is authentic and behind that word has power, you will feel it. It was just like when DMX came out. I remember I was like in high school when DMX came out with Stop, Drop, the whole thing, Rough Riders, all that. And everybody, and look at him. He's rest his soul. You know what I mean? He's amazing. He's a legend. But when he first came out, you're always going to have those people like, oh my God, he sounds like Cat in the Hat, Dr. Seuss, But the message behind his words and how he said it, the power in his words, the message, the album, that's what matters. When you're talking about your life and what you've been through, you people, how are you going to throw shade at that? There's a lot of people that have a facade, that walk through life with a facade. And then you have people on the front lines being vulnerable, sharing the creativity with the world, and people want to knock that. To me, when someone is vulnerable, when someone's able to cry because they're so passionate, to me, that's courage and that is strength for someone to do that. And people think that if someone cries, if a man cries, or a woman cries, whatever, that's a sign of weakness. No, it's not. That is strength. That is someone very powerful, and you should be aware that that person is someone you don't want to mess with, because that energy is amazing, you know. But
Oh, I like that. Um, what advice? What advice would a what advice would you give a younger version of yourself?
Younger. See, because I'm big, I just trust the process. Trust the process.
Yeah.
And I say it this way because you know how you watch Mr. Miyagi with the Karate Kid, and he was like wax on, wax off, and Daniel-san was just like, come on, I don't want to wash your car. I don't want to do wax on, wax off. I want to get to karate. But if you trust the process and you actually just listen to him, he was actually showing you to defend yourself. You know, someone come punch you like this, that's what that wax on was. So I'm saying just trust the process. You know, me, Jesus is for me. Trust the process. Whatever's for you, just trust your process. Try to learn at the end of the day, when you reflect on your day, try to learn what the message was that you went through. Well, man, what was today about? So it could be, you could be in a grocery store and someone could say like, you know, someone could say something and that's like a sign. You know what I mean? So just trust the process is what I would say to someone younger than myself. Don't be so quick to want to get to the destination, because it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. That's what's going to build your character.
Advice would you give a um, what advice would you give a younger version of yourself?
Right. That's what we left off on. Trust the process.
Okay.
Literally, I would tell myself, because when I think about myself, my younger self, I was always wanting to, man, I want to be like Justin Bieber, like these big people that had the fame, you know,
Yeah.
that got that deal, that had the platform to be world major, you know, at that young age. And I wanted that, you know, because I wanted to be everywhere. But when you're at that age, you could be easily taken advantage of.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in the spiritual realm, I'm very protected. I still am. That's why I tell people I'm very blessed. My energy is blessed because I'm a very grateful person.
Yeah.
Very grateful. I love my family. I love everybody that I came across in my journey, whether big or small. It plays an intricate part of your character, you know? So I would tell my younger self, trust the process. Enjoy the journey, because that's what's going to build your character.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make you stand out from the rest. Because while everybody's trying to get to the destination, you're just like way back there, like, hey, I'll see you when I get there.
Yeah.
And then when you make it, you know, when you start hitting accolades, like, how did she do it? Like, what did she do that was so different? I trust the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I enjoy the moment. And I'm very grateful for everything.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my eyes, my voice, the gifts that God had blessed me with. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for Funk Flex playing my music. I'm grateful for Abe to invite me on his podcast. He's about to be the voice of Boston. He already is. Poof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got to speak this stuff into existence. You know, and when you believe in that, when you believe on that dot, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You just water it. It will happen.
No,
I kid you not, it will happen.
no, I agree. I totally agree with that. I think that's great advice. We're gonna play a game. All right. This game is
We gonna
called
play a game.
either or. You just gotta pick one. All right. Um, so I'll say something. You'll pick a person. All right. Whatever it is, you'll pick a side. All right. MC Light or Queen Latifah.
Wow. Queen Latifah.
Okay. DMX or Tupac.
Wow. Tupac.
Tribe Called Quest or Wu-Tang Clan.
Wow. Wu-Tang. That's hard. These are all hard.
Yeah.
First and foremost, MC Light and all the and Tribe Called Quest and all that, amazing.
Yeah. Um, Foxy Brown or Little Kim.
Wow. Foxy Brown.
Why Foxy Brown?
Wow, man, you see her the way she perform,
Yeah.
just the way she come out, her performance, her energy.
Yeah.
Not to take Little Kim. Little Kim is amazing too.
Yeah.
She's a trendsetter. She's amazing. It's just there's something about Foxy Brown. She has an ingredient about her that is just amazing. The way she comes out, the way she flows, her. I know she didn't write raps. I know Jay was writing it, but it's just the fact, her voice, the way she ride the beat, and the way and the way she perform. She's a great entertainer. She come out all smooth and nice, like she is about to take you right out of your clothes. She was smooth with it. Smooth.
Jay-Z or Nas.
This is terrible, Abe. This is terrible.
Gotta pick one.
Well, Jay-Z, because he had more that I could resonate a little bit more with being inspired. I was inspired by both, but Jay-Z.
Okay. Rockefeller or Rough Riders.
Wow. Yo, you're bad. I'm gonna have nightmares now. Sheesh, I gotta be fast, right? I can't even think about it. I like Rockefeller.
Okay. That's a good one.
I mean, but it's crazy because I just have to say it's only because I was in, even though like Eve and everybody, DMX, all of them Swiss Beats and stuff like that, fire. But I was actually with Just Blaze watching him do it, and everybody. I don't know. That's just my choice for right now. That's how I know.
I think I had one more for you. This is a good one. LeBron James or Kobe Bryant.
What? Oh shoot, that's crazy. For me, it would have to be LeBron. Even though rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, I just never was a big fan of Kobe Bryant, but I loved his movement and stuff like that. It's just that during that time when he came out, when I don't know, it wasn't like LeBron when LeBron came out. I don't know, maybe I really don't know, but I know Kobe Bryant's message was really strong. Like his now today, like with his books and stuff like that, he's really amazing. I know he was on to something. That's why he's no longer with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know conspiracy people be like, oh, with the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Yeah, he's not here for a reason. You understand?
I understand. 10 people. 10 people you can invite to a dinner, dead or alive. Who you inviting?
Well, my first one will be Jesus. I would love to break bread with Jesus. Definitely my ancestors from the whole bloodline that passed the torch. Blood, sweat, and tears to put me in this position, the black sheep. You know, um, I would like to. I just see for me to break bread with someone and stuff like that. I like to have like the same energy. I wouldn't want to just invite anyone to the table, because I want the energy to be mutual. I don't want to just bring someone to the table and they don't really want to be there. So I can't really be like, hey, I want Biggie there and Tupac and Nipsey Hussle and all that stuff. And they don't really know me from a hole in the wall. So I don't know how they would feel
Yeah.
if I invite them to my table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm really big on but that's why I'm really big. I know if Jesus was at a table, he died for us. God gave us his only son, you know? So I know if I was to invite him to my table, he would come and he would love it. My ancestors, I would love to meet my ancestors because I know they holding me down in the spiritual realm and they want me to win. You know what I mean? And so, if there's 10 of them there, let's go. Just say room for Jesus. Jesus gets the first chair.
Okay. All right. Before I let you go, what is some advice you would give me?
Give Abe. Oh man, first off, Abe, let me give you your flowers, okay? Because you know how I'm big on black excellence. It's the hip hop culture. And you, my man, are teaching the youth, right?
Yeah.
African history.
Black history. Yeah. Same thing.
And what's the age too? What's the grade 6, 7, and 8?
Yeah.
Boy, you are blessed. Do you know that? But I probably know that there's a lot of things that you probably have to go by guidelines and stuff like that. But what I would say, man, if you could plant in those kids' heads, let them know that they can be anything they want to be. You know what I mean? It's as long as they don't give up. Believe in yourself. Tell them every day, or whenever you see them. You too. Even talk to your inner self, your inner child, and even, give yourself a pat on the back for everything that you're doing with your podcast, being the voice of Boston. I'm a pleasure to be on here. Thank you very much about my little hat. I know your family's proud of you, your wife. Like, God bless you, serious, Abe. Like, this is only, look, I'm going to drink to that too. I'm going to drink to that too because remember I was telling you, 80% of our body is water and water conforms to anything. So make sure you pray over your water and make sure the other 20% is positive in your mind. You're always going to have a little negative, but just make sure that you're more positive than negative.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I think that's good enough, but you got this.
Thank you.
And I will always, you hear me? We got this on tape. I will always be more than welcome to come on your podcast.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. My advice I would give you is just keep going. I think you have some incredible music. I think you're about to, I told you this before. I think you're about to take off and be a superstar. Don't change who you are. You know what I mean? And don't stop. So don't stop believing in yourself, man. And just stick to the process. You know what I mean? To get your record played by Funk Masterplex is a big deal. Not everybody gets that. So, give yourself your flowers also for getting that done and just continue to work. Continue to work. I can't wait to hear your album. And I'm proud of you for just everything that you're doing with everything that you came out of and you're still here doing what you have to do. So that's my
there's so much more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be with like you, I want people to go to my YouTube too and subscribe and turn them notifications on and smash and illuminate that like button and do it for Abe, do it for me. And A Pimper Myself is coming out too soon. So that's going to be directed by Dolo Films.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that. That was incredible.
I would definitely say that.
So
that once it comes out. But no, thank you. Thank you for being part of episode 52. I really appreciate you very much. And, we'll definitely be in contact, but God bless you and just thank you for everything.
God bless you too, Abe. I'm glad we got through. Right. Cheers, niggas. I'll see you.